Is it nice to be back in New Zealand, and does it bring back some great memories for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's nice to be back. Really good memories from 2022, and obviously it's a lovely country, so nice to be back.
Will you spend the 4 weeks in between the races taking in different parts of New Zealand, perhaps places you haven't been to before?
Yeah, for sure. The plan is to have some good holiday days between the races. There is always few days time to enjoy the country, so need to do that.
How have you settled in here? This is such a massive change, but one that we're really looking forward to. How's it all going?
Yeah, it's all going pretty well. Obviously, again, a new car to learn. First time really getting into a race weekend in a single-seater. Many things to learn and get used to. But yeah, it's going pretty well, so it's nice to be here.
In the world of motorsport, it is a very rare thing that you're doing. Where did the idea of doing this first come from? What made you? Was it just the want for a new challenge?
Yeah, I would say I just wanted to have a new challenge. Obviously, I would say this is pretty much the biggest challenge you can have as a rally driver, changing completely the style of driving, the whole sport and everything what you do, basically. But I enjoyed a lot in the Porsche Cup races a few years ago. So yeah, I just wanted to get back on circuit, and obviously this came up with Toyota as the plan to then do it properly and see how single-seaters will go.
Even before the success in the WRC, were you always that goal-orientated person? Was that something that you sort of set yourself those kind of targets along the way to do these sorts of things?
No, I would say the only goal I had ever was just to be a rally driver first, and then of course when you're a professional you want to be a world champion. I managed to do it when I was quite young 2 times. After that I felt there is nothing else I want to do in rallying. I want to do something else.
This series has quite a roll call of very successful drivers. Lando Norris, Arvid Lindblad more recently, and so on. Is that what attracted you to coming and playing in New Zealand? I mean, you could have gone to lots of other championships around the world, couldn't you?
Yeah, I would say it's the timing is really good. The championship is like you said, really popular. There is a lot of good drivers. I think this year it's the strongest grid ever. There is so many good drivers from Europe also who has been driving these cars or similar already for many years. So a lot of talent on the grid this year, so definitely a good place to learn.
The championships that you will do this year are stacked with some really talented drivers. Are you looking forward to Japan as well, and how big is that mission going to be?
Yeah, it's going to be really big mission. Obviously, Super Formula from car side also is super quick. So it's going to be a big challenge jumping into those cars. They are really fast. But yeah, obviously all this before that is just seat time, and hopefully I will have a lot of testing also before Super Formula season. But yeah, they are some really competitive series, so the job is not going to be easy for me.
Finally, will you get to have some fun over the coming few weeks? Maybe learn some of the local phrases, local terms. Maybe try a bit of Marmite. What will you do?
Yeah, obviously the main goal is to get better at racing, but of course after that we try to enjoy our time here, and for sure all the 3 days we try to see the country and have some good times. I'm sure it's going to be really enjoyable.
We have very fond memories of 2022 and what you did here at that stage of your career, and we're thrilled to have you as a part of this in 2026. Have a fantastic time here in New Zealand. Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
It's one of the biggest weekends on the Kiwi sporting calendar, January 30 to February 1 at Highlands Motorsport Park for a milestone running of the NAPA New Zealand Grand Prix. It's the title decider of the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy. There's Formula Atlantics, Bridgestone GR86, GTs, some fire-breathing V8s and all sorts of family fun. Be there for the 70th running of the GP Round 5 of the Repco Next Gen NZ Championship, or catch it on Sky Sport.
At Repco, we get what gets you going. Because while you told her it would be loud, you forgot to mention how it feels. Repco gets you going.
Wait, is this an actual Toyota? Look, Toyotas, all of them. You got a Farmer and a Hilux, a Hiace, Highlander, RAV4, GR86, and even a hydrogen car. You got the All Blacks and Blackferns in a Prado. A happy family in an electric vehicle, and a happy Dame Lisa Carrington carrying a kayak. So now do you think it's a Toyota ad?
Nah, it's just New Zealand.
What's with the music thing?
One of the most talented grids assembled on these shores, ready to race in race 3 of Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy. And this is where we are in the world. Just south of Auckland, you'll find the beautiful Waikato region. We're in the northern part, just north of Hamilton, and it is a stunning part of the world. Lifestyle is sensational here. You could go and see where Lord of the Rings was made. Hobbiton's just an hour or two away from Hampton Downs. All sorts of stuff to do. The Waikato River runs through the middle of it, and it is a stunning place to live, work and play. And indeed, come and visit for motorsport like this. We're at Hampton Downs on the international circuit. It's a smidge under 4 kilometres long. It has 10 corners, all of them challenging. The racer Andrew Waite is alongside me for this one. We're set for race 3 in CTFROT. She's provided some action so far this weekend.
It certainly has, and I get the feeling it's only just heating up as well, with the slightly mixed grid for this race here, with some drivers in the race yesterday in the second race coming in, putting fresh tyres on to give themselves a better lap time, to give themselves a better chance at bringing off the front of the grid this time. So it's going to mix it up just a little bit, but again, a lot of the fast drivers are still in there too, so it's certainly going to be one to watch.
Beautiful conditions right now at Hampton Downs. 27 degrees C ambient at the moment. A gentle breeze, which will be a headwind as we're looking here up the back straight towards turn 1. This is taken from turn 2, so there'll be a little bit of a headwind down there. It is one of the key overtaking opportunities. Track temperature 40 degrees C at the moment. It is baking outside. Beautiful conditions and lots of UV as well. Don't forget to give us a follow at Next Gen NZ Championship. All the details on the website as well. We're on all the social platforms, and Toyota GAZOO Racing New Zealand's channels as well are worth a follow. Lots of great content from all of the storylines that have been coming out of the paddock so far this weekend. It's hard to know where to start, Andrew Waite, for this one, but we should talk about the way the grid for this race was developed, because it's a slightly different format and something brand new for CTFROT, in that we've taken the fastest laps from race 1 and race 2 yesterday, smashed them together, and that's the lap time that gets you pole position for race 3.
Yeah, it is, and that combination it makes it important to make sure you're doing some quick laps in the race, not just get out front, control that lead. But the part that has really shaken it up, as I briefly touched on before, is drivers that had issues, had damage. They, like Kanato Lee, he went in and put fresh tyres on when he did a wing change. So he had some fresh air, fresh tyres, and banged out a super quick lap time to allow him to be able to get the best possible starting position. Obviously, Ernesto Rivera did the same thing. He came in for those fresh tyres. So it's just changed it up just a little bit with some of the guys that we haven't quite seen at the front. They're at the front for this one.
It's taken a while to get our heads around it, but I really like it, because it means every race is a live proposition right to the very end. You might have a front wing drummer like Kanato Lee did yesterday, which means you go to pit lane and you're at the back of the field and you're out and you're just circulating to maybe get a point or two. But all of a sudden there's some meaning in it. You can go out there, drive the thing as hard as you can, and it will influence where you start race 3. So it pays off later in the weekend. I love that.
It's brilliant the way it's been done like this, because then it allows just so much to think about. The only race you can really rest and think about just the race you're in is the feature race at the end of a weekend. That's the only one where you can solely focus on that single race. Every other race, there's something else to be thinking about the whole time. And just to add to that as well, you know, you've got all these engineers, so they're clever enough to know to come in during the race that, hang on, we are down the back of the field for whatever reason, let's change things around and come in and do that tyre change. As we can see some of the engineers there at the moment having a look over some tyres, some of the mechanics, just checking everything is all A-okay with the cars, as we see Rivera there off the pole position.
And this is sailing into the unknown. It's the first time we've had a 4-race weekend format in this condensed trophy version of CTFROT. Let's jump down to the grid. Here's Rihanna.
Our youngest driver on the field, just 17 years of age, Ernesto Rivera, will start this race from pole position, just pulled up to the grid. Ernesto, what a great way to be in a position for capitalising for this race.
Yeah, we made a great strategy yesterday. I'm going for the new tyres in race 2. And yeah, we started pole and I'm going to go for it.
Mechanics are just having a little bit of a look at the front end of your car. Can you share some light on what you're feeling?
Yeah, it felt a bit weird on this lap, so they're checking what's happening. I don't really know what's happening, but we'll figure it out.
Okay, we have our fingers crossed for you. All the best for this race.
Thank you.
Well done, Ree. I'm on the other side of the front row, and we give young fans a chance to hold the signs for their drivers. Young Charlie is at the front of the grid here. He hails from Auckland. I'm with 18-year-old Kanato Lee from Japan. He's with High-Tech TGR. Great to have some very, very good outfits joining the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy this year. You had some dramas with that front wing yesterday, though. That proved costly, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we had the pace yesterday, but I was unfortunate with the front wing damage I had. So yeah, I just had to get at the fastest lap as possible to be starting on the front row for this race. So it wasn't too bad in the end.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great kind of strategic decision, wasn't it? I mean, the drama meant you had to sort of look ahead to this third race, and it paid dividends that you're on the front row.
Yeah, I think obviously it would have been nice to finish near the top in race 2, but I mean, this is a great opportunity to start at the front row for this race 3, and hopefully I can win from here.
Maximise it. Appreciate you talking with us before the start of the race. Ree is with James Wharton.
Back to the second row of the grid, James Wharton representing Australia. Lots of Australian fans watching on from back home. Bit of a mixed day for you yesterday, but you've really used strategy to get yourself in a position for capitalising on this one.
Yeah, as you said, it was a tough day yesterday, but I feel like as a team we worked well to get the best result we could yesterday. We don't quite have the pace to be up the front, but at the end of the day we're starting P3 and we can try and win this race.
We Spoken all day about how warm it is. The wind is just starting to gust up. How do you feel they're going to impact this race?
Yeah, I hope it keeps windy and I can stay at the front and hopefully fight for the lead on lap 1.
We wish you all the best, James. Well done.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Back for a second season in this class, having done a bit of racing in the United States in between time, is Sebastian Manson, and he had some success in last year's championship. Is the competition level, Seb, in 2026, perhaps it's gone to another level, another step?
Yes, definitely. This year's level of competition is a fair bit of a step up from last year. Definitely very high level of racing.
How's the weekend been for you so far on balance?
Not too bad. Struggled a little bit with qualifying, but I mean, just sort of getting through that for working on it for the rest of the season.
Right, and yeah, did I spot your brother before Marco, who's been doing some great stuff in Formula Ford, but I think he's further up the grid. Shouldn't he be down here supporting you?
No, he's a grid girl for someone else. He's having a good time.
Right, thank you for chatting with us. Let's go to Ree again.
Nolan Alla starting this race out from position 10. You just said to me you're struggling with a blood nose. I hope you're okay for this race. Everything okay?
Sorry, I missed that question. My engineer's on the radio with me right now.
Apologies. Everything okay? You just said to me you're struggling a little bit with a blood nose.
Yeah, vibrations of the car gave me a little bit of a bloody nose. Back in Detroit, it's pretty dry because it's winter, so still getting used to the humidity over here, but all good.
How are you finding this weekend so far, starting this one out of position 10?
Yeah, really good. We went well in qualifying. We qualified P6, so we'll figure some things out, I think, in the race pace. We've been pretty good so far, and it's very different to what I'm used to, but I like the car. The tracks are very cool so far, and just getting used to the Pirelli tire, really.
Appreciate your words. All the best for this one.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Over to you, Rusty.
Thanks, Rihanna. We have used the term stacked field to describe the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy lineup in season 2026, but it is that for all sorts of reasons, from Kalle Rovanperä, who we heard from before, the two-time World Rally champion, all these youngsters that are coming through different single-seater classes like Formula 3. Here is a guy to watch out for. First time in a single-seater, star in supercars last season with race wins and pole positions. He has taken to this class like a duck to water and is making a huge impression. Ryan Wood from MTech, at some point across the 4 weeks of this journey, he will stand, we believe, on the top of the podium. Lots to get excited about in this third race of the weekend with a jumbled grid, a different qualifying scenario for this. And boy, I tell you what, Andrew Waite, Richard Craill, I'm really looking forward to it.
Rusty, thank you. Based on what we saw yesterday, there's every reason to be fired up for this one, because day one of the brand new season was an absolute thriller. Race 2 in particular, which was the reverse top 8 affair, was outstanding. Some of the battling going on through the field was terrific. Let's talk a little bit, though, about our pole sitter, Ernesto Rivera. He's 17 years of age, but he turned 17 on the 1st of December last year, so less than 45 days ago. It is remarkable. He is very young. He was 4th in the Euro Cup 3 Championship last year. He'll race for Campos in FIA Formula 3. He is a young guy going places in a hurry from a country with a really proud motorsport heritage. And yes, he got pole position for this race by virtue of putting new tyres on because he had a bad start to race 2, but he's qualified in the top 6 for the feature race. So he has genuine pace, genuine car speed to go and win this one.
Yeah, I think it's worked out perfectly for him, really. He sort of found his pace this morning with that qualifying session, and then to back it up, he's also got this well, not a reverse at all. It's the way it's been jumbled up with what we saw yesterday. So I think he is certainly going to be one to watch, and I'm sure he knows as well after the last 2 starts yesterday, the inside of the track doesn't seem to have the same level of grip because it is offline. It is the dirtier side of the track, as we like to call it. So hopefully he can get a good start and see who leads into turn 1.
You heard in that chat with Rihanna on the grid that there were some concerns from the M2 competition team about Ernesto's car. So we'll follow that throughout the course of the race, and Rusty and Ree in the lane will track that story if anything comes up. A great result from M2, by the way, to get 2 cars in the top 4 for this one. Of course, Hugo Ugashukwu has been incredibly fast and is the championship leader after the first 2 races of 15 this season. That's the grid. We've heard from the top 4. Jin Nakamura has been very solid across the start of this championship. He's out of 5th for High-Tech and Ryan Wood out of grid number 6. He has been racy and aggressive in making moves in the championship so far. So too Freddie Slater. His cold tyre pace, Andrew, has been outstanding.
Yeah, he's been super aggressive off the start, so expect to see him come through a bit, and then Zach Schooler as well. He's sitting there in position number 9, and Seb Manson as well. He's still looking for a little bit of a pace, knows how much things have stepped up. He's stepping himself up as a driver, and even David as well. Great amount of people here supporting him today.
Yeah, massive Sri Lankan fan base have come out to the racetrack this weekend, which is awesome. And there's a lot of people watching on our global stream as well. If you're not watching on Sky Sport New Zealand or Fox and KO in Australia, hello to wherever you might be around the world. I did see someone watching from Jyväskylä in Finland, where the temperature's in the minuses, and it was a pretty scary number behind it. 27 degrees Celsius here right now. I'm happy being here.
Yeah, for sure. I'll take it being here. We're seeing quite a few Finnish flags around the pit areas here at Hampton Downs as well, which is fantastic to see the support. The top car park's full.
Talk to me about this process right now. You've got a corner to go. You're coming to the grid. You're about to line up for 18 laps. What is going through your brain right now?
You're just running through your procedures. You want to make sure you're in the best possible procedures to work through everything as much as you can. So at this point here, you're already thinking about how you're going to get your launch. You've got to think about getting those rear tyres up to temp as much as you possibly can. That's why as you see them go slow, they'll do a burnout to heat the rear tyres up on the surface as much as they can, and then they'll come up to their grid position. At this point, they're already listening to their engineers, are down to first gear, because you can't see where the front of your car is, so you're purely relying on your engineer, which is a hard thing to do. So you can see the engineers to the left, they're on their radios, counting down where to stop, and then from there, you can see Kanato Lee. He's quite far back, but you're better to sit there, because if you try roll forward again on the clutch, there's a chance of stalling it. You do that, then you're in another world of hurt. So you just stay where you are, and then at this point, you're just working through your processes. I need this amount of RPM. Where's the clutch? How's the clutch feeling? It's quite a process. There's a lot going on at this point of the race.
Seb Manson pulling up down in 11th position. So right of screen is Kanato Lee for High-Tech in the silver-nosed car, the Red Bull livery, that famous racing livery that's been dominating global motorsport for so long now, is the young Mexican at 17 years of age, Ernesto Rivera. He starts from pole position for M2 competition. James Wharton just behind for TJ Speed with HMD Motorsport. It's their best starting position in their very brief CTFROT career so far. The lights are on. Race 3, Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy goes 3 from the outside of the front row, getting the best start. Lee gets the run into turn 1. Ugashukwa's going with him too. He's jumped the front row, guys. He's going to be in second position and putting the challenge on. There's cars wide on the outside. Zach Schooler, I think, running wide on the exit of turn 1. Ugashukwa going around the outside of Kanato Lee. The battle for the lead early as they go into turn 2, but the Japanese driver's going to hold on. Rivera will be third, Wharton fourth, Nakamura just in behind.
Wharton there up the inside as well, back in third place, side by side with Rivera. So Rivera's launch was just slow. It was nothing to do with track conditions or anything. He just didn't quite get a good reaction off the start, so that dropped him back straight away. That put Kanato Lee into the lead.
Nakamura gaining ground again on the opening lap. He's been very good at that. Freddie Slater and Ryan Wood back of shot. They are in the thick of the action, going side by side on the exit of the double Bs, and Wood right out wide and locking an inside front as he gets up the inside of Sebastian Manson and covers his line. Evan David in there as well in the yellow and blue car. As always, the opening laps of CTFROT races are fiery into the Porsche Dipper, turn 9, and then the long run back towards the start-finish line, and it's all choked up behind. Calais Rovan-Perez in this mix, so too Theo McLaughlin and Cooper Shipman as well.
Yeah, but David with a bit of a lock up into turn number 9 as well. Wouldn't hurt the tyre too much because it's not fully up to 10. And as soon as they come across the start-finish line, their push to pass is now active. So they have 6 attempts at using it for this race.
Ryan Wood has dropped 2 spots, and he could drop another because Seb Manson's going to go around the outside and try and get that position done in the 22 car, pink and chrome livery on that entry. He gets a really good run into the final corner. Wood has to defend and cover his line all the way down towards turn 2. Kanato Lee is your race leader. Push to pass is now active. You get 6 applications of the extra 25 horsepower per race and there were many penalties in race 2 for incorrect use of the push to pass, in particular on the opening lap of the race and also following a safety car restart, when you cannot use it for one lap after the start or a restart. It's free and game now, and it's worth somewhere in the vicinity of 0.3 to 0.4 seconds a lap. And it has been having an effect. The drivers are saying it has been making a difference.
Yeah, it certainly has, as Ryan Wood burnt one up on the exit of turn 1, that lap to defend from Sebastian Manson. So that is 1 down. He's got 5 to go from here. They are effective enough. They're able to be used in that position where you're needing to defend, wanting to stay ahead of a car. So great use of it there by Ryan Wood. I'm sure he didn't want to use it at this point of the race, but it's better that way than losing a position.
And we saw it yesterday as push to not be passed if you had a bad run, especially out of turn 1, or you would run wide. You'd get on the button to help defend, to give you a bit more straight line speed. You get 10 seconds every application.
And so just on that as well, so now Ryan's used it, as we can see, round the outside for Slater. Closes the door on Wharton there. That was on Louis Sharp, sorry. Got the move done.
The 6th and 7th position, side by side across the line, and Sharp now on the push to pass. The rain light flashing indicates that the button has been pushed and that extra 25 horsepower has been deployed, and he'll try and go the long way round now outside the young British ace, but the 27 car is going to hold on, and Freddie Slater has got the position. He's up to 6. Our race 1 winner in the trophy, back to 7th place, Louis Sharp.
The aggression from Slater there, getting that move done on Louis Sharp there. Louis doing everything he can to defend from it happening. This race just starts to settle in just a little bit more now. Lap 13 of 18. It is still a long enough race. There's a lot of talk about the physicality of these races as well, especially with that extra race, 4 weeks in a row. It's pretty taxing on the body.
I would love to be in the debrief in the M2 competition camp, looking at Freddie Slater's onboards, in particular from the opening laps of the races, because they've been amazing. His ability to get the most out of a really cold Pirelli tyre has been spectacular. He's been going around the outside and sending it up the inside, aggressive, but sort of controlled aggression as well, and it's been quite effective. So he's up to 6th place. Our leader now clear by 0.7 of a second over Ugo Iguachukwu. Ernesto Rivera 3rd, Nakamura 4th, Wharton 5th. Then it's Slater, Sharp, Wood, Manson, and Zach Schooler rounding out the top 10.
He'll fly by back down into turn 1. Trevor Latourette rounding out the field down the back, making the massive step up from Skip Barbers into these cars. That's a huge change from a car with no aero into something like this. So he's adapting with a very, very tough field that he is racing.
Jack Taylor going around the outside of Calais Rovanpera down at turn 2, and that will give him the inside run for turn 3. And there's racing room given, so that's a position for 17th and 18th place. That's
just have a look at the replay of the start there, just confirming that all was a-okay. As we talk of maybe a little bit of creeping from a competitor or two, but from the drone shot looks a-okay. So we'll keep an eye, keep an ear on that one as well.
Just to finish the point on Rovanpera in 18th position, we touched on some of the names watching from around the world. Understand, got good mail that the great Mika Salo is watching from Finland. So g'day to Mika, or kia ora, from this part of the world. Bathurst 12-hour winner in a Ferrari in 2017. So he's very familiar with this part of the world. Great to have Mika watching and cheering on his country there.
Just tell us how to say g'day in Finnish, please.
Not right now. I'll come back to you on that one, Andrew. Thank you for that. Ugo Iguachukwu sets the fastest lap of the race, 1 minute 30.7. He was a 10th and a half quicker than the race leader. The margin is 0.7, but they've got good gap back to Ernesto Rivera in 3rd and Gene Nakamura in 4th. And the high-tech driver is looking racing. He's got into the toe of the Mexican in front. This is the battle for 3rd and 4th place.
Nakamura there putting all sorts of pressure on, and then as well as a bit more pressure as well from Zach Schooler, sitting in 10th place after that fantastic drive yesterday, taking out race number 2. He's got out into the lead of the race, held it very, very comfortably, and then now being stuck down there in position number 10. It's super hard to fight from back there, and Ryan Wood also started to put a bit of pressure on Louis Sharp, who doesn't seem to have the pace that we've seen out of him. He seems to have really, really good qualifying pace, Louis, but is not able to convert it in the race. So that's a common thing. That's not just a one-off. These things do happen. Sometimes a car suits better in qualifying, or something you're doing works better in qualifying, and it's about evolving, figuring out what's going on. Why are we maximising qualifying versus why can't we maximise a race? Because the cars are heavier. Because in qualifying, they're light. They've got a fuel load that is just enough to get them through qualifying. But when they go into a race, they've got a lot of fuel on board. The car feels a bit more lazy. Everything feels different. And where the fuel is, yes, it's very low, but it's towards the back of the car. So it shifts that balance towards the rear as well. So these are the things that, again, these engineers are looking at every single session. How can we adapt? What do we need to change to move up the grid?
Jack Taylor making another move. He goes around the outside of Ricardo Baptista. Likes to go by Cardi. So Cardi Baptista in the 41 car goes side by side. So you get that position back, and Rovan Pera buying into this as well.
On the push to pass as well. He's got the horsepower around the outside. Can he take 2 for 1?
The thing I love about rally drivers, Andrew, is there is zero fear of commitment. They are happy to give 110%, if not more. And that's what we've got from Rovan Pera. But nice racecraft too. Knew that if he can hang down the inside and then go around the outside of turn 2, he would get that position in the inside line. A couple of corners later, it's paid off. He's got the spot.
Yeah, he done very, very well there to get those 2 positions. And racecraft is not something that you can learn by without racing. You have to be racing all the time to learn that racecraft. Yes, you can read about it, you can watch what you want, but until you're in the moment, there is no better way to learn racecraft than actually doing it. So again, that's why Kalle Rovanperä is here, to learn that racecraft. Yes, there's going to be mistakes. That's all part of the process. You've got to figure things out the hard way sometimes to make sure that it doesn't happen again. So being here, being part of this is the fastest way to learn, to elevate him as he keeps moving through his single-seater career.
5-second penalty coming the way of Zach Skula, the race 2 winner for a false start. So 5 seconds will be added to his race time. Right now, that would drop him from 10th position down to about 14th or 15th. So tightly packed is that midfield here in CTFROT. So he needs to get his head down and try and pull away as much as he can. And a bit of damage limitation. Skula is in behind Sebastian Manson here. So the 2 Kiwis punching on, and they're in a really good little battle. Actually, Manson's gained some ground in this race. His race pace has been good.
Yeah, he certainly has. And there's 2 other cars under investigation for false starts, and that is car 11, Louis Sharp, plus as well Yunfu Shui. He's also under investigation as well. So that is, not ideal. So the reason they have chosen to go post-race for these ones is because it is obviously that close, and they are not willing to make a decision, race control, now until they look at more data, more footage after the race, which, you want to call it now, they want to call it now, but they don't want to make the wrong call. So it's the right thing to do, to wait till after the race to work it all out and see whether or not those are penalties. Rusty?
I'm just by the GT Members Lounge, Andrew. I'm with Seal Jones, who, as you boys know, is being supported by both the Kiwi Driver Fund and Toyota with a really cool rally program in season 2026. So Toyota not just backing those here in CTFROT and GR86. Seal, congratulations. It was announced in the run-up to Christmas. Tell us about it.
Yeah, such cool news. We've worked so hard to get to this point, and to be able to get that factory contract with the factory World Rally team that Toyota GAZOO Racing have put on for us is, it's just such a privilege and a real honour. And it's been such a journey just to get to this point, but it feels like we're just getting started now. And then, we'll be up in Finland in less than 3 weeks, and we'll start our training camp and then into the season.
It is basically a really important bit of support on the pathway for you. So you'll be in Finland, I think, and you're going to relocate there and basically focus your driving there too, aren't you?
Yeah, completely full relocation into Jyväskylä, which is where the team's based in Finland, and then just training out of there with all the trainers and the providers for the program as well. So it's just such a cool opportunity, and it has that direct factory link to the WRC seat that we want as a future goal as well.
We hope that goes well for you. So there's a Kiwi headed to Jyväskylä, and we've got a Finnish driver from Jyväskylä here in CTFROT, boys.
Rusty, thank you, and a bunch of the watching as well. Lead change at the front. It felt like it was looming for a while, but Ugo Ugashukwu has grabbed the race lead. A great pass down at turn 2 and then an arm wrestle through turn 3. He got the toe. Great run out of turn 1. So the move started early. And we've seen this so many times here at Hampton Downs. If you commit the long way around the outside, and you're given racing room, then on the exit, as Kanato Lee did, you can get that pass done into turn 3. Nice racecraft, and the USA driver now takes the race lead.
Yeah, great driving by both of them there, giving each other race room, racing hard but racing fair, and a bit hard as well. Obviously, when it makes it difficult when there's those outside moves happen, because Ugo Chukwu is on the outside on the better line. He's able to brake later because he's got all that clean surface, so that's why you're able to commit just that bit harder to the brakes and allow him to pull that move off, and now sailing off into the distance.
Here's the points leader coming into this race after a really consistent day yesterday. Ryan Wood sails around the outside, trying to do the same thing on Louis Sharp, so the two Kiwis going at it. Now there's a move down here at turn 3 potentially. Once again, Ryan Wood has got great race pace. Looks like he's just got to get qualifying right, maybe the opening laps of the race too, where he's been shuffled back a little bit this weekend. But his race pace, there's certainly no problems with that. So if he can get the car at the front of the field from the start, he's going to win races this summer.
Yeah, if you wanted a predicament in your team for MTech, this is it. You've got one car that's very fast in the race, not so quick in qualifying. The other car is quick in qualifying, not so quick in the race. So they'll be all over this. They'll work out what is going on. Why is Ryan's car better in the race, and why is Louis' car better in qualifying? So they'll be working super hard on understanding all that, especially with Bruin Beasley there. He's a very, very clever team leader there down at MTech. They'll be working super hard, and Louis already said plenty of times this weekend, I've got a smart team behind me. They'll figure it out. And there is Kenny Smith, absolute legend in New Zealand motorsport. He's here supporting the fantastic racing this weekend.
Yeah, really special. And the Dorothy Smith Trophy is awarded to the winner of the feature race this weekend. A little bit later on this afternoon, you'll catch that race in full on our coverage here on Sky Sport, Fox and KO, and around the world on YouTube, taking New Zealand Motorsport global. Really cool to see Kenny here. Remember, he rocked up at Sandown about a decade ago with a young bloke by the name of Liam Lawson in tow. He raced in Australian Formula 4, did Liam. It was his first circuit racing experience outside of New Zealand, as Yuan Pu Tsui goes up the outside, then up the inside in a really good battle here with Nolan Alla for 11th and 12th position. And that position changes hands with Evan David just in front in 11th. And just talking to Kenny then and following along, continues to drive, continues to race, and the Formula Atlantic car out here on display at the opening round of Repco Next Gen NZ in November. Still massively active. So cool to see him part of the sport here at the racetrack. Looking to the NAPA 70th New Zealand Grand Prix at Highlands in under 4 weeks' time now. A race that he has been part of for more than 50 years.
Yeah, super impressive. It was only about 4 years ago Kenny Smith last did the New Zealand Grand Prix, so he's been super instrumental in helping some very, very talented drivers go overseas and achieve some amazing things.
Igashukwu leads the race now, the margin 0.8 of a second. Lee and Rivera next, Nakamura and Wharton, the fastest drivers on the racetrack last time by. Freddie Slater in 6th position, Ryan Wood in 8th, setting purple sectors all around Hampton Downs. And Wood will continue to challenge the back of Louis Sharp for 7th and 8th position. Down towards turn 2 they go, and just in behind, the battle continues with Sebastian Manson and Zach Schooler fighting out for that last spot in the top 10 in race 3. James Wharton's got some pressure too from Freddie Slater. So Aussie and the Brit going at it. It's been a theme of the summer over across the Tasman, Andrew. Some people happy with the results, others less so. Having a chat to talk to young Freddie about the Ashes. I'm not sure if he's a cricket nuffy or not, but I'm sure James Wharton is very much aware of the results in the Test matches of late.
I know you certainly are. We had to drag you out of there to get you over to New Zealand for this championship.
Up and about, mate. Win some things. Can't win in the rugby against you guys, so we're good at cricket.
Or motorsport most of the time.
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure if you're aware of the amount of talent that's come from the land of the long white cloud, Andrew Waite, in the last couple of years. Here's Ryan Wood. Tony Quinn Foundation getting on board to support Ryan over the next month in CTFROT, and his group of loyal sponsors that have been with him since the start of his career in Bridgestone GR86s here and Porsche in Australia. Allied Petroleum, who are the round sponsor as well, are on board. Group of others. Really cool to see them backing Ryan as he looks to further his career way out wide and into the dust and the debris on the outside of turn 1. And any opportunity to have a crack at Louis Sharp disappears with that mistake on the exit of turn 1.
So yeah, we saw Ryan do the same thing yesterday, so he's just working super hard on getting that exit to get the run down to the next corner, but you've got that dirty air, as I was explaining. Once you get stuck in that, you're trying to get on the throttle, but you're getting understeer, and you can't quite see the exit of the corner that well, so that's where, unfortunately, Ryan ran that little bit wide, and he'll have to do all that hard work again. And it's not all bad sometimes when you end up a little bit further behind again, because you give the front tyres a chance to sort of cool off, have a bit of a reset to be able to have another crack at him.
Professional racing car drivers should be good at this, but how do you reset yourself? Because you'll be frustrated, no doubt. He'll be angry at himself for the little mistake that dropped him off the back of the 11 car in front. But what do you do mentally just to go, okay, I need to get myself back in the game for this?
Yeah, you've really got to look at the silver lining of it, of exactly what I said. Ryan's clever enough. He's done a lot of racing now that he'll know, yep, I've made the mistake. Cool, that's happened. Oh, as we see La Tourette, he is off the track. Just trying to work out exactly where that is.
And big flames out of the exhaust, just trying to get that car refired. So that's the unburnt fuel. He might be able to get the car refired, but I would doubt that it is driving out of that gravel trap. And it is not driving out of that gravel trap. And the GR Supra safety car will be called on lap 13 of 18, which is going to set up a sprint race to the finish in race 3 of CTFROT. So the young man from Aurora, Colorado, he is the most inexperienced driver in the field in terms of wings and slicks racing. As you touched on earlier, a little bit of time in Skip Barber racing, the early development categories in the United States, but that is it. And his learning curve this weekend has been incredible. He started practice 1 more than 4 seconds off the pace in qualifying for the feature race this afternoon. He was within 1.5 seconds of outright pole against this remarkably competitive field. So the learning process has been huge. Unfortunately, he's ended up in the gravel trap. The safety car is on the racetrack.
Yeah, that would have been a pretty high-speed spin for him where he's ended up. So that's at turn 6 and 7 over the double B there. So just on entry there, I would say he's most likely lost the rear on the way into there. And you're still high on the aero load through that point of the corner where you're going so fast. His wings are pushing into the ground quite hard. And he's lost the rear up and over that point, hit a bump, and unfortunately ended up stuck just in the gravel trap there. So a bit of a shame for him, but all part of the learning process. You know, normally you sort of pair inexperience is a negative thing, but it's actually a great thing for him to be here, be part of this championship. It's perfect. You know, there's no better way to learn, and with just how competitive this championship is, it's just the rate of learning is massive. You're only going to be better off by being here and doing this championship. Same with Calais Robespierre. You bring him back here 3-4 years ago, and he's probably going to run somewhere inside the top 10 easy, but he's looking a bit further down just again because of the level of the competition that is here. It just keeps going up and up every year, and that's exactly what we want with this championship.
Brilliant turnout here at Hampton Downs today. They've had to open up the overflow car park to get everybody into the venue. It's a beautiful day for motorsport, so it's great to see so many people have turned out. The lure of Liam Lawson, I'm sure, is helping that cause. He'll be in the venue a little bit later on this afternoon. You'll hear from him on our broadcast. For those at the venue, there will be an autograph session for him, which I'm going to assume is going to be reasonably well populated. He's a popular lad, young Liam, as he gets set for another season of Formula One. So we're behind the GR Supra safety car. Let's go down into pit lane with Greg Rust.
Krause, I just popped into TJ Speed, HMD Motorsports there, and had a word to Nick Wallishan, who looks after and is on the radio to Trevor La Tourette, who just said that the car is okay. There's no issues with it. Just one of those things where pushing, trying hard, and the car's gone around there.
Thanks, Rusty. Good to have HMD with TJ Speed as part of the championship. They're a huge organisation in the States running in the Indy Next Championship on the road to Indy. Great to see La Tourette outside of the car and be taken back to the pits, and we'll regroup for the Dorothy Smith Trophy race a little bit later on this afternoon. Restart was interesting yesterday. It was feisty. The safety car control line, if you watch Australian and New Zealand racing, often you're not allowed to overtake before the control line, the start-finish line on the main straight. But in CTFROT, it is different. The safety car control line is as you come out of the final corner. So it is absolutely fair game from there for you to get on it. And if you can get past, do so. That's the line right there on the road as they come out of turn 11. So they'll know that, and getting that good run through that final corner will be so important. And Ugashukwu will have a very busy field lined up behind him with a lot of cars with really good car speed looking to get back. Nonetheless, of Kanato Lee, who will want revenge and try and get back into the race lead, having led the opening couple of laps of this race.
Laps tick down. Every lap still counts, even though we are under safety car. You can see now it's gone 14, 15 laps of this race. Now complete. So it's going to be quite the dash to the line from here, as we can see. Trevor Latoret's car getting dragged off by the safety crew. And the safety car will be in this lap. Now that car is clear, so the lights are on at the moment, but the teams will be letting the drivers know, yep, get your tyres up to temp, operating temp, and expect the safety car lights to be out very, very shortly.
Hello to Repco Bathurst 1000 winner Will Davison, who's up on the hill watching on with the fans. Absolute open wheel junkie is Will. Raced them, Australian Formula 4 champion, went through wings and slicks in Europe as well. Tested a Minardi Formula 1 car once, did Will, and has arrived in New Zealand and is now a frustrated race car driver because he wants to be behind the wheel of one of these things. Rusty?
Boys, I do a little bit of star spotting in the GT lounge here. He can't keep away from motor racing events. Ordinarily, he's in Motorsport Australia Race Control, Craig Baird, but you're a proud Kiwi. Nice to be home, I guess, over summer and taking a bit of racing while you're here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always nice to get back to New Zealand, and if there's a race meeting on, go and check out the latest talent that's out there. There's plenty of it.
And another great reason, not just catching up with family and so on, that brings you back here, mate, is that you are on the board of Motorsport New Zealand now too. Yeah,
absolutely. It's nice to be able to be in a position to put something back into the sport. The sport's given me a lot, and I've been involved from karting in 1975 through to when I started in cars in 85. So I've made a life out of motor racing, so it's time to put something back.
Railsy, you know he's a demon and has been over the years in sports cars, Porsches in particular, but we fondly remember this bloke in open wheelers too. Fitting we're talking to him while CTFROT's about to restart.
Yeah, thanks Rusty. Great to see so many stars out here watching, and international stars as well. Shane Van Gisbergen, I know he's currently watching at the moment. He's at home nursing his cat with a sore leg, so hopefully your cat gets better soon, mate.
Oh, what a great way to recuperate by watching some CTFROT. Hello to SVG. Stars everywhere at the moment. Ready for a restart. Lap 15 of 18. It'll be lap 16 next time by. Ugashukwu leads them back to green. Kanato Lee in second. Ernesto Rivera, who started from pole, is third. And Jin Nakamura in fourth position. The second of the two cars from High Tech in that leading group. And he's probably the one that's got the best of the restarts. It's really busy behind, though. James Wharton having to defend because around the outside goes Freddie Slater, looking to make a run. Behind them is Louis Sharp and Ryan Wood, Seb Manson and Zach Schooler.
Fair now, Rivera defending his position down into turn one. Oh, it's Jin Nakamura there, tried to go up the inside, fake to the left, back to the right, didn't quite make it work.
Big moment there as they go side by side. Louis Sharp, I think, is going to get a spot. Freddie Slater was helped out wide by Wharton as they were battling. And the number 11, the young Kiwi race one winner, has squeezed through. So Louis Sharp gets up a spot, Freddie Slater back one.
This is where we see Slater, though, with the speed that he normally has. This is where he excels when the tyres aren't quite up to temp. So is he going to be able to come back at Louis Sharp or not?
Oh, he's very, very wide on the exit of the double Bs. Did he get some pick up on cold tyres, perhaps? Zach School around the outside. You have David in front, but he's tumbling down the order.
Yeah, not a great lap for him as he's locked up again. He's obviously very, very frustrated with what's going on there.
I wonder if he's got a puncture potentially or a slow leak. He was out wide, but it definitely got out into the marbles. The pickup on the outside of the racetrack. But he has got no pace at the moment. Nolan Alla looking to go around the outside in the Martini car for Giles Motorsport.
That's the thing. Once you get on that back foot as well, once you get those marbles pick up, it's just so hard to get that rhythm going again when you're trying to defend from other cars. And just like here, again, he's having to defend, so he's not able to get a run to get his rhythm going again. So we'll see where he gets back to again. Gets a better exit off turn 1, so maybe just a bad sequence of corners for Freddie Slater.
They're all on the push to pass on the run down the back straight with 2 laps to go. The screech of Tortured Pirelli's down there in a little 3 wide moment as Slater defends. Theo McLaughlin looking to get into this as well. He's the Red Bull car on the outside. That's Kalle Rovanperä, who's got the Red Bull engine cover on his high-tech entry with the GR up the sides. He's in behind there as well, and Jack Taylor in 16th place. This has been a battle pack that's been going all race long. Ugashukwu has extended the margin to a second out in front. This has been a very good restart for the American. Oh, big moment. McLaughlin catches it.
Super lucky to catch that. Just caught the right rear on the dirt on the exit of turn 7 there. Super, super lucky.
Not sure how much more lock there was on the steering box of that car to get it caught. This is the battle for 14th through 18th position. Last place, it seems poor to call it that because it's a high-quality fight. In CTFROT, there's going to be 1 lap to go at the end of this one. The intensity and battling throughout the field is huge. And we're on the cusp of our 3rd different winner from the first 3 races in the championship. That's the leading group. Rivera's got Jin Nakamura behind him in 3rd and 4th place, and James Wharton has clung on to 5th through this. He's now got Louis Sharp behind him, and then Ryan Wood up to 7th place. Zach Schooler wide on the exit of turn 1. Little moment there. Does that open him up to attack?
Yes, he starts to go defensive there just a little bit there. Holding off the attack from Yupanchui.
Need to get to the bottom of what happened to Freddie Slater. He's back up to speed now, but when you chuck away that much track position, it's very, very challenging to make it back in a field this close and this competitive. So he was in the top 8 and has tumbled outside the top 10. Big championship points lost. The championship leader, meanwhile, is out in front. And he might be going, well, hang on, it's only weekend 1. Why are you talking about championships? It's a 15-race championship. This is race 3, and it is important to score in every single race in Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania. Out of the Porsche Dipper for the final time. He qualified on pole position. He'll start the feature race from pole position. He's the championship leader. The 1 box left to tick was to get a race victory. And Ugashukwu is going to get the win in race 3 here at Hampton Downs. He passed his way to the front and he gets the checkered flag first. Kanato Lee in 2nd place, his best finish. So too for Ernesto Rivera, who finishes 3rd, having started that one on pole position. And Jin Nakamura and James Wharton round out the top 5, and that's win number 1 for M2 competition in season 2026.
Great job by Ugashukwu there to take that win. Just got a great start, got into the lead, and was just controlling the race from that point. Doesn't need to worry about setting fastest laps at this point now either, because this last race that we've got coming up at the end of the day is determined off qualifying that we had earlier on this morning.
The 116th race win for M2 competition in what was the Toyota Racing Series, is now Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania. Great battles all the way through the field. James Wharton drove the wheels off that thing to finish 5th. Louis Sharp, too, gained some ground late in 6th place. Ryan Wood fought to 7th. Sebastian Manson, one of the biggest gainers on the grid, started outside the top 10 up into 8th position at the end. And Zach Schooler, the race 2 winner, ends up rounding out the top 10. Freddie Slater lost a lot of ground on the restart, back to 12th position. Trevor Lazarette, unfortunately, the non-finisher in race 3 of Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania. Highlights of a busy one, the 3rd race of a very competitive 15-race championship in CTFROT, and it was the Japanese driver Kanato Lee for High-Tech who got the jump from the outside of the front row and led down into turn 1. Ugashukwu got the position early and got to 2nd place. Poleman Ernesto Rivera was further back, but as always, the battling was thick and fast and furious all the way throughout the field. In this 18-lap race. And this was the fight for the lead from the 6th drone cam. A run around the outside Lee gave racing room at turn 2, and then at turn 3 that allowed the American driver to grab the race lead, and one he would not lose.
That'll just fought on for the rest of the race between Louis Sharp and Ryan Wood. Ryan Wood running a little bit wide, trying to set himself up for a run down and towards turn number 2.
The battles continued. Red Bull cars a little bit further back. Phil McLaughlin with a massive moment. Caught the slide on the exit of turn 7 and held on to it. But after starting his season with a 2nd and then a 5th in race 2, race 3 brings win number 1 for Ugo Igashikwu in Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania. And he has gone straight to Allied Petroleum victory lane. And there's some celebration, there's some emotion now from a young man who's been very reserved, very well spoken, but very moderate in his reactions so far. But that is an outstanding performance and a great pass. It must be so satisfying to get the pass for the lead done too.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he knows how much that one means as well, because that was a tough race. It wasn't just all the faster guys throughout the whole weekend at the front. There was a little bit of a mixed grid thrown in there as well. So he knows how much that one means in terms of that early championship points. You know, you've got Jin Nakamura who's sitting 2nd in the championship at the moment. He finished down in 4th, so he knows just how important that race was.
So he will extend his championship lead provisionally now to 14 points heading into the feature race later on this afternoon. Nakamura in 2nd and Kanato Lee in 3rd place, with Louis Sharp in 4th in front of Freddie Slater, who had that moment. But what a performance it was from the driver of car number 4 for M2 competition. Let's go to Allied Petroleum victory lane with Rihanna.
Congratulations, Ugo Igashikwu, your first race win in this series. It was really nice to see celebrations with the team. How important was it to get that start and then get that pass done?
Yeah, really important, of course. I was starting P4, so we knew we had a lot of work to do to get the win in this race. But I had a mega start, definitely my best start so far. Good T1 as well, so I got into P2. And then, yeah, I was just trying to challenge for the lead. Was quite tricky, but I managed to get quite close on one of the laps. We pushed the pass, and then, yeah, managed to send it around the outside of T2 and get the lead. And from there, I just had to manage it until the end.
Certainly looks like this weekend you've got the speed in qualifying sorted. Do you feel like the race pace is now starting to come to you as well?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Pace all around has been really good. So, yeah, it's been good. We've got really good points in this race as well, and we're starting on pole position in race 4 in the future later on. So, yeah, the goal is to go and win that one as well.
Well done, congratulations once again, and taking out 2nd place of the 3rd race of the weekend from Japan and High-Tech Motorsport. Congratulations, Kanato Lee. Wow, what a start for you.
Yeah, honestly, it was a good start into P1, but yeah, Ugo was super fast, so I wasn't able to keep him behind, but I think P2 is a good finish, considering race 2, I had the damage, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
You must be really proud of what you and the team did yesterday after having that damage, being able to capitalise and get yourself into that position for today.
Yeah, I'm really happy with what the team did for the strategy in race 2 after I had the damage. Obviously, they've done a great job this whole weekend, and I'm really happy to be racing with them again. So yeah, big thank you to everyone in High-Tech.
Congratulations, enjoy the celebrations on the podium. And rounding out the podium from Mexico in M2 competition, Ernesto Rivera on the pole position, unfortunately didn't quite get that start there. Talk us through that.
Yeah, I think it's a bit more tricky to start on the right-hand side. So yeah, not the best start, and after it's very hard to follow and to pass. So yeah, lacking a little bit of pace, but will work.
We spoke on the grid, there were some little concerns about the front of your car. Is anything eventuated from that, or was all okay?
No, I don't think so. I just was having some vibrations, but yeah, that's it.
Congratulations, Ernesto. Enjoy the celebrations on the podium.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our Race 3 podium for the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy. Delivering those trophies today, we are delighted to welcome from TR Group their Hydrogen Project Manager, Grant Dool. Thank you, Grant. In 3rd place, how about making some noise for M2 competition, representing Mexico, Ernesto Rivera! And now to welcome our 2nd place finisher today for High-Tech from Japan. Give it up for Kanato Lee!
And a special moment as this driver joins our prestigious winners list in the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, be loud in your applause from M2 competition from the United States, Ugashukwu! We'll allow the media to capture the moment here, do some cool stuff for socials. To all of you who have kindly gathered here in Allied Petroleum Victory Lane, let's show your appreciation one more time for our top 3 finishers. Race 3 of the season, the Castrol Toyota Formula Regional Oceania Trophy. Put your hands together.
And we are 3 winners down from 3 races in CTFROT. What will race 4 bring? There's so much more to come this afternoon. You're watching the Repco Next Gen NZ Championship.
Yeah.